there, so I'm going to be talking about what is a personal statement and how to write one, and this will be quite a brief talk, but there'll be lots of other links and things you can click on after this video because I will be going over the information quite quickly. So let's start with the basics. What is a personal statement? So your personal statement is a short reflective essay about why you are the perfect candidate for the course at your chosen university. It's 47 lines or 4,000 characters long, which is roughly 500 words or one side of A4. Your personal statement should demonstrate how and why you are the perfect candidate for the course. So what are universities looking for in a personal statement? They're looking for your passion for the subject or the field, including a specific topic or areas that you have enjoyed studying, how you have made efforts to engage with your subject, particularly outside of school, an understanding of the course on offer, so making sure that you are aware of kind of all the different parts of the course and show that you are able to fulfill the course, and an engagement with non-academic activities inside or outside of school. And with all of these things, you really want to show these things rather than just telling the universities that you have these things. So rather than saying, I am really passionate about, it's better to show your passion through your experiences. So rather than thinking of your personal statement as a big scary piece of writing about yourself and it can feel quite different to things you've done before, it's really good to think of your personal statement as an essay. And the question that you're trying to answer is, why should I be allowed to study X at university? And so to break that down a bit, you want to be answering the questions: what course do I want to study? Why do I want to study it, and why should that course want me? And how do my achievements show this? So here are some things you might want to include in your personal statement. So first of all, supercurricular. Now you might not have heard this word before, but what that means is the things that you have done outside of school which relate to your chosen course. So things like attending a lecture or a webinar, work experience, extra reading of books and journal articles, a summer school and an internship. And these things kind of really make you stand out and show that you've gone above and beyond your course at school or college. And then there's the core curricula, which is what you've learnt in school, which has interested and inspired you. So picking out particular things, whether it's school trips, research projects, essays you've wrote, or particular topics and that you enjoy studying, really kind of focusing in on something specific. And then extracurricular, this is what you do outside of school, which is not directly related to your chosen course subject. So things like hobbies, interests, clubs, achievements, awards. This is where you get to show a bit of your personality. It's also really great for demonstrating transferable skills, so like time management, communication, all things that are really important at university and that you can show that you have through these extracurricular activities. So when you're kind of thinking about how much of each thing, really thinking about writing the most for the supercurricular, because this is where you can really stand out, and then the least for the extracurricular. So using this triangle structure, and this is because universities want to read about why the course interests you and what you have done outside of school to show that. So when you're thinking about structuring the individual paragraphs, a really good way is thinking of the ABC method. So the first one, A, is the activity. What did you do? B, the benefit. What have you learnt from that activity? And then C, linking it back to the course. So how will those skills and knowledge make you successful on your course? Now here's an example from a politics and history personal statement. So throughout COVID-19, I volunteered at a food bank and supported vulnerable neighbours in my street. That's the activity that they did. Witnessing the challenges faced made it clear that inequalities exist in society and can be addressed by people and organisations outside of the state. So that's the benefit. What have they gained from doing that activity? And then C is the course. I now want to understand how different models in civil society have shaped political history. Now that's a good start of linking back to the course. You might want to go on to expand a bit more about what you've learned and what you're interested in learning at university. So we'll go over a couple of do's and don'ts. So do use your best grammar to get someone to check your spelling. Do ask people you trust for their feedback. Do write several drafts to get it right. Do make sure it's all your own work, and do show that you know your strengths and give evidence. So don't be tempted to borrow or copy personal statements. They are all checked for plagiarism, so it's really important that it is your own work. Don't exaggerate. It's kind of important to stick to the truth. You may be caught out in an interview if you're asked to elaborate on an interesting achievement. I wouldn't always rely on a spell checker as it doesn't pick up everything, so make sure you're proofreading it yourself. Don't leave it to the last minute. You will have to redraft it lots of times, so it's important to start as early as possible. And again, not letting spelling or grammatical errors spoil your statements. So some top tips is to really use your own voice. So long, convoluted sentences are difficult to follow, and it can sound a bit fake. So don't worry about trying to use fancy language, just use your normal voice. Don't waste time getting to the point. You have a very limited number of characters, so really try and be specific. I would avoid using quotes, but if you were going to use one, use a lesser known one and make it clear why you've included it. Really be sure to show your enthusiasm for the subject and course. You don't need to exaggerate and say that you've always been interested in X, Y, and Z from a very young age. Just show your enthusiasm for your wider readings or things like that. Do your research and further reading into the course and focus on recent experience. If you're going to include things from many years ago, really making sure it's specific, personal and unique, but I would focus on kind of things you've done in the last couple of years. And really be assertive about your talents, skills and successes. Avoid qualifying them because you all have lots of unique experiences to bring to that university. So yeah, really be assertive about that. And best of luck!